इस वीडियो में हम बात करें क्वेश्चन 26। पूछा गया झारखंड स्टेट क्रिकेट एसोसिएशन की ओर से अंतर्राष्ट्रीय क्रिकेट स्टेडियम का निर्माण कब हुआ था? When was the international cricket stadium constructed by the Jharkhand State Cricket Association? 2013, 2014, 2012, 2010। सही जवाब 2010। The international cricket stadium constructed by the Jharkhand State Cricket Association is the JSCCA International Stadium Complex. The stadium was constructed in 2010. It is located in Ranchi. The first international match ODI was played here in January 2013, India versus England. The JSCCA International Stadium Ranchi, Jharkhand was constructed starting around 2011 and officially inaugurated in January 2013 by the Jharkhand State Cricket Association. The Jharkhand State Cricket Association decided to build a dedicated international standard cricket stadium in Ranchi due to disputes with Tata Steel over match allocation at the existing Kenan Stadium in Jamshedpur. Being a full member of the BCCI, JSCCA required its own venue to host the international matches in the state. Architect Kothari Associate Private Limited, Delhi was responsible for the stadium design. The stadium is built within the premises of Heavy Engineering Corporation in Ranchi and designed such that no shadow falls on any of the 9 main pitches before 4:45 p.m. even on the shortest day of the year. The complex includes a practice arena with 8 pitches, 2 natural hills on either side for spectators and fully air conditioned pavilions with VIP areas and corporate boxes. Seating up capacity approximately 50,000 seats with 76 corporate boxes. Inauguration 2013 with some sources specifying first ODI match 19 January 2013 India vs England, marking the stadium's debut. JCA International Stadium is not only serve as the home ground for the Jharkhand cricket team but also hosted Indian Premier League matches and has become a flagship venue for cricket in Eastern India. Its construction reflects Jharkhand's growing importance in the Indian cricketing landscape and provides modern facilities for both players and spectators. The Jharkhand State Cricket Association constructed its own international cricket stadium starting in 2011 with official inauguration taking place in January 2018, marking it as a major cricketing venue in India. क्वेश्चन 27। छोटा नागपुर काश्तकारी अधिनियम की कौन सी धारा भूमि के उपयोग के संबंध में अधिभोगी रैयत के अधिकार के बारे में प्रावधान करती है? Which section of the CNT Act talks about the right of occupancy rights for use of land? Section 28. The Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act 1908 CNT Act protects the land rights of tribal communities in Jharkhand. The Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act 1908 CNT Act protects the land rights of tribal communities in Jharkhand. Section 20 mainly defines or explains the status and classifications of occupancy right, but it does not specifically details the rights regarding the use of land. Section 40 deals with the matter related to transfer or restriction in certain circumstances, not specifically about occupancy right use right. Section 41 relates to restriction on transfer of land by scheduled tribe right. It focuses on protections against land alienation, not on use right. Section 21 specifically discusses the rights of occupancy right regarding the use of their land, including cultivation and related right. क्वेश्चन 28। छोटा नागपुर काश्तकारी अधिनियम के अंतर्गत सर्वेक्षण करने और अधिकार अभिलेख तैयार करने का आदेश देने की शक्ति किसमें है? डेप्यूटी कमिश्नर। Under the CNT Act, who has the power to order for survey and preparedness of records of rights? State government. The state government has the legal authority under the CNT Act to order the survey and preparedness of records of rights. After the order, revenue officials carry out the work Under the CNT Act 1908, the power to order the survey and prepare a record of rights is vested in the state government. According to Section 80 of the CNT Act, the state government may issue an order directing that a survey be made and a record of rights be prepared by a revenue officer in respect of land in any local area, state, tenure, or part of the state government exercises the authority to initiate the survey. The revenue officer executes the survey and prepares the record of right as per the order of state government. This provision ensures that the land records are systematically maintained for tenure holders, ryots, and other classes of tenants with the Chota Nagpur region. Notification in the official gazette serves as the conclusive evidence that an order has been duly made under this section. This mechanism preserves proper documentation of land rights and regulates land transactions, particularly protecting tribal land interests. Deputy Commissioner supervise revenue administration at the district level and may implement survey operation but does not have original authority to order a general survey under the CNT Act. Revenue officers conduct field level work like measurement, verification, and preparedness of records during survey operations. However, they act under government orders and cannot independently order a survey. A circle officer works at the block or circle level and assists in revenue matters but does not have a statutory power to initiate a survey under the CNT Act. क्वेश्चन 29 कोरकर भूमि को जाना जाता है. कोरकर लैंड इज ऑल्सो नोन एज बबाला खानवा जलासन अरियत. So Babala Kanwa, this is one of the local names used for Parker land in certain regions. Jal Sasan. In some areas, Korkar land is referred to as Jal Sasan, indicating reclaimed or specially cultivated land. Ariyat is another regional term associated with the Korkar land. Korkar land is known by all the above names in different local context. Korkar land is also known as Babala Khanvat, Jal Sasan, and Ariyat, making the correct answer. Korkar land, sometimes spelled Korkar land, refers to the land that has been artificially leveled or embanked primarily for rice cultivation. Such land might previously have been jungle, waste, uncultivable areas, or upland unsuitable for paddy before modification. According to Section 3, Subclause 13 of Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act 1908, Korkar land is locally known by various names. Babala, Kanvat, Jal Sasan, Ariyat. All of these terms describe the same type of cultivated rice fields that has been modified using embankment or leveling technique for agricultural purpose. The classification and naming are part of the provisions intended to regulate the rights of tribal and local cultivators in the Chota Nagpur divisions under the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act, ensuring protection of tribal land and customary cultivation practices. Question thieves. निम्नलिखित में से कौन काश्तकारी के वर्ग में से नहीं है? भूधारक, रैयत, मुंडारी, कुटकटीदार, भूधारक, कुटकटीदार. Which one of the following is not a class of tenants? Tenure holders, रैयत, मुंडारी, कुटकटीदार, भूधारक, कुटकटीदार. Which one of the following is not a class of tenants? Tenure holder. Under the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act 1908 CNT Act, different classes of tenants, rayats, are defined. However, a tenure holder is not classified as a tenant in the same sense as a rayat. Tenure holder falls under a lease or grant and stands above rayat in the land hierarchy. He is not considered a tenant class like rayats under the CNT Act. Rayat Rayat is a primary cultivator who holds lands for cultivation. Rayat are a major class of tenants under the CNT. Mundari Code Katita. This is a special class of tenant recognized under the CNT Act, mainly among the Munda community, having traditional and hereditary land rights. This is a special class of tenant recognized under the CNT Act, mainly among the Munda community, having traditional and hereditary land rights. Buhari Code Katidar, another recognized traditional class of tenant with special customary land right. The Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act 1908 classifies tenants into specific categories to protect tribal land rights. According to Section 4 of the Act, the recognized classes of tenant include tenure holders, include under tenure holders Rayat, which are further divided into occupancy Rayat, non-occupancy Rayat, Rayats having Koti Rayats. Under Rayats who hold land under Rayats, Mundari Kut Katidar, member of the Munda tribe with ancestral rights to cultivate land. The term Boyari Kut Katidar is not included as a class of tenants under the CNT Act. Multiple Boyari Kut Katidar. Tenure holder Rayat Mundari Kut Katidar. Boyari Kut Katidar. Question Act this. छोटा नागपुर काश्तकारी अधिनियमित किया गया था. CNT Act was enacted on 11 अक्टूबर 1908. 11 नवंबर 1908. The CNT Act is very important because it restricts transfer of tribal land to non-tribals, helping preserve indigenous land ownership in that. The Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act was enacted on November 1908. CNT Act was a landmark legislation aimed at protecting tribal land rights in the Chota Nagpur region. It was first published in the Calcutta Gazette and received the assent of the Governor General on 6 October 1908. The Act came into force on 11th November 1908, establishing legal measures to prohibit the transfer of tribal lands to non-tribals and safeguard community ownership. This legislation is notable for being included in the 9th schedule of the Indian Constitution, making it largely immune to judicial review. Therefore, among the correct answer is 11 number 1908. Question 32. संथाल परगना काश्तकारी अधिनियम की कौन सी धारा रैयत के अधिकारों के अंतरण का प्रावधान करती है? Which section of the SUT Act provides about transfer of रैयत rights?